Now, Richard was on a little bit earlier and he told us a bit about how you guys all had to do the motion capture. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's motion capture is a really interesting way of working because it really does, wearing these suits, the technology is so advanced that it really does pick up the individual's body signature in a very clear way, even in its crudest form on the software. Using the software in the studio, they would put up a crude version of our movements on the screen, and it was really precise. I would make minute adjustments along my spine, and it would pick up everything. So you could tell the days that when we started, they wanted us to get into a certain number of positions so that we could calibrate with the computers. And you could tell the days that I hadn't been to yoga because I was sort of really in bad alignment. So science, just the science of it was fascinating to me. And then on top of that, it's a wonderful process for performers because it's really placing the emphasis back on performance and interaction and live chemistry and things that are happening in real time rather than things that are forced or created after the fact in post. You do have to use your imagination, so it's like working in theatre. You're in this sort of virtual space, really. I mean, there's an actual practical room with hundreds of little mocap cameras around you and, 4 to 6 digital cameras chasing you around for some, facial expressions which they use as a guide. But they really were, on this particular production, they wanted to specifically capture as much dialogue and use as much original dialogue as they possibly could because of all the improvisation and the chemistry and the way each take could change because we weren't bogged down by continuity, where in film and television one normally is. So it really brought together, as I mentioned before, the three media for me: theatre, film, and television, and also then voice. So I think all the actors that they cast to do this had experience in all of the above, and also it was very important that they found people that would get on well together. So, I was brought in to do a chemistry read with Nolan, and, he had, as the cliche goes, he had me at hello, and I think he said likewise. So I'm glad that they placed value on all of those things, on how the actors related to one another, just as people on a simple level, knowing that they would have the right combined work ethic to get the day done, but also have fun in the meantime. So mocaps are a great way to work if things like that are prioritized. If performance is key and it is prioritized, then it's sort of heavenly for the actor once you get over wearing the reused smelly sneakers and the silly Velcro suits with the balls on them.
During the motion capture, did you find it to be physically harming at all or strenuous?
I'm still actually, sorry guys, I'm having to shout so that I can be heard, so I do apologize. I did actually sustain a hamstring injury doing a lot of the in-game stuff. I was, a little bit, not so much out of shape, but it had been a long time since I'd done much regular exercise after having my second child, and I hadn't stretched, and we had to run and sprint, and I hadn't warmed up at all, and my pelvis was completely out of alignment after having given birth, which I was sort of unaware of on that day, and sort of tore my hamstring attachment, and I'm still recovering from that, but it's slowly getting better.
Ouch! I'm sorry to hear about that. You wouldn't think video games would be so dangerous.
Well, the mocap ones are, but they're more fun.